What is up, guys? AV17 here, back at it again with a brand new video. And today we are going to be talking about what the possible sequel to Fallout 4 will be. So yeah, let's just jump straight into this. So I've been thinking of just random stuff about Chernobyl and just watching videos about it, and I've been pretty fascinated in just watching Chernobyl videos and stuff like that. And I was sort of making a connection to Fallout and Chernobyl, and I was thinking that Fallout 5, that hasn't been announced yet, well, I feel like it should have a setting that should be set in Chernobyl, and it seems pretty interesting. I feel like they should have a open world area where you can go and explore Chernobyl and see all the crazy creatures after years and years and years of vegetation growing over everything, and how there's these radiated monsters and creatures, sort of like in Fallout 4, or most Fallout games you could say. But yeah, it's just, what I was thinking is that the sarcophagus, or whatever it's called, there's like a covering that goes over the original Chernobyl power plant that exploded and caused all this radiation. So I was thinking that during the war in 2077, the sarcophagus would be blown up by a nuclear bomb, and you would have to, that would happen, and that would be how it would be. So let's say it's years and years and years, most of the radiation has gone away, and Chernobyl is repopulated by a bunch of people, and now it's like old Chernobyl, but in the future, during 2077. But then the war starts, and there's a nuclear bomb that drops onto the sarcophagus, and it releases all the radiation from the original plant where it was released in the first place, and now all that radiation escapes, including the radiation that came from the atomic bomb. And then you have to go into one of the shelters that's in Chernobyl, and then you go into one of those cryogenic chambers, or whatever they're called. It's where it freezes your body, and it preserves all your muscles and all your organs, and then you can wake up again after years and years and years. It's possible in the Fallout series, so let's do it in Fallout 5. So let's say you wake up after years and years and years and years and years, and all that radiation is still there, and you get rads if you try to get out of the vault too early. So there'd be more of an emphasis on surviving, and you would need to craft your own gear, or find different parts of scientists that have fallen or who have died due to the radiation, and you'd use their face masks or anything to cover yourself up and try to make your own radiation suit to survive. And you'd have to build up your base so that radiation wouldn't go through, because it could go deep underground. So you would try to fortify your base and try to keep everyone alive. It would sort of be like Fallout Shelter, but it would be in a fully three-dimensional universe, just like in the most recent Fallout games. It would be like the same type of thing, and you would need to keep people who are left in there and try to keep them alive. And you jump from shelter to shelter trying to find if there's any more survivors. And then eventually, as time keeps going over time, there's going to be more monsters, more mutants, and it's going to just go crazy. And then you form your own army to fight against other enemy factions or any just creatures. And you can have multiple allies, and it's just, it would be pretty cool. You can make your own squad in Chernobyl and try to fight all the mutants. And you just need to keep building that up. And I feel like there should be different difficulties where you can set if you want food, water, and just I guess you could say oxygen, maybe Like if you want it on the hardest difficulty as possible, you can have it set so that you need to sustain your food, like your food intake and your oxygen intake, if you get out of the shelter for too long. And so you're going to need to craft more and more of those oxygen tanks to try to, I don't know, like just breathe more efficiently out in Chernobyl. And you would be able to see it all, temporarily until you would, you just need to keep doing that all over again and try to find a way to survive out in Chernobyl and just not die. And on the easier difficulties, you can just have it so that it's set to normal, where you don't have to worry about your food intake or, eating or drinking or anything, or, needing to breathe. Like, you would just, you obviously would need to breathe if you were going to, like, lakes or radiated lakes or anything. I don't know why you would, but, yeah, if there was any, like, radiated, anything that was, where there was precipitation that formed into, like, a puddle, you would have to be careful because you would gain rads from that. You would gain rads if you got out of the shelter without any protective gear on, and you'd probably still have a little bit of rads, like if you were to just get out with lower specs of gear. And I feel like it would be interesting. There would be more emphasis on survival and just trying to survive from the radiation. And if you were to stay out there for too long, then you would eventually die slowly, and just eventually you would just die, and then you would have to respawn and try to get your gear back or something like that. And I just feel like they should try to do that. And I feel like Chernobyl is a perfect setting for this because it's a radiated, abandoned area, and it just feels like the perfect place for it to be set in. Like, there's lots of color because of all the plants and things that have been growing and taking over the buildings. And when it was in the pre-war stages, it was gaining back its humanity because of the radiation going away and humanity taking back Chernobyl. And there's a bunch of abandoned buildings that were built back up into pre-war normal buildings. And then there's another disaster that happens that puts it fully into submission, and it's like even worse than it was before the war, and before when humanity hasn't taken Chernobyl back. It's just even worse now because of the atomic bomb breaking the sarcophagus, and all the radiation would be merging, and it would just make a huge mess in Chernobyl, and it would completely mess it up. But it would just be cool because you would be able to see the sarcophagus being destroyed, and maybe there'd be a layer inside of the power plant or something, or there's a huge force that can't be awakened, and if you do, it comes after you and you have to try to destroy it. Let's say there's a bunch of ghouls stuck inside of the sarcophagus, and they're just waiting to be they're just waiting to see someone getting out of there, and they just come after you in huge packs and huge hordes, and you have to survive. And there could be those mutated wolves and everything, and it would just be a very, very scary place to explore. And you would see the hole in the sarcophagus, and you would be able to look inside from up top, and you would see all the hordes of ghouls inside of the sarcophagus, and you would see all the radiation and everything in there, and where the original impact zone was, where the bomb was. It would just be completely destroyed. It would be insane. And the ghouls that are changed by the radiation, it changes their DNA so that they don't need food or water to survive. But let's say these ghouls are just mindless, zombies, basically, which are from Fallout 76. And let's say that they're all just in a huge packs. They're they're all in huge packs and in buildings and in just places that are abandoned, and they have to go after you to try to kill you or something. They're just aggressive ghouls, and there could be like raiders in gas masks and stuff. And then there's an emphasis on trying not to get shot anywhere where you have a gas mask or anything like that, or an oxygen tank or anything. So you have to try to protect your gear to help you breathe normally and filter out the air, the radiated air. And I just feel like it would be super interesting because you would need to find a way to have all that on you, all the gear, and have it protected. So if you got shot where your gas mask was, the radiation would leak through the gas mask, and you would start like breathing in the radiation, and you would keep taking in rads, and you would have to run away from the fight and try to recover from that, and then come back and surprise them or something. And I just feel like it would be very interesting, and there'd be more of an emphasis on surviving and protecting your valuable gear to help you breathe in Chernobyl, especially after, all the radiation that's been gathered up from the bomb and the zone where the original reactor exploded. So I just think it would be really interesting, and I hope they have that in a future Fallout 5 video game, or in just a future Fallout game. Just all those ideas, I feel like Bethesda should contact me to design Fallout 5, but not really. I don't really know much about game design or anything like that. I just feel like that would be a cool setting for, Fallout 5 to take place in, or whatever the next Fallout game is going to be. I'm pretty sure Bethesda is working on Skyrim, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but it's like a sixth entry to a series or something, and it's not Fallout, it's another series, and that's like there's no Fallout 5 like anything, like it hasn't been revealed yet. But yeah, that's basically all of my ideas. Maybe there could be a way to rebuild buildings that have been destroyed, and you can find a way to take them back and repopulate them with people. Maybe you can you basically just turn Chernobyl into your home. I don't know. That might sound a bit ridiculous, but what else would you really do? I feel like you would create your own family or something like that, or and just take care of them, and you can there would be an in-depth character creator, and it would just be really fun probably to just try to build up your allies and make your own family and just survive in the radiated wasteland that is Chernobyl. And yeah, I just feel like it'd be really interesting. And you'd see that sarcophagus in person, in first person, and it would just look amazing. Just looking up at it, as there's a huge impact zone where the bomb dropped, and you would see all the ghouls spread around the area and a huge horde, just trying to chase you around and kill you. I feel like it would be a lot of fun, and I feel like there should also be a multiplayer mode where you'd hang out with your friends and try to survive in the radiated area of Chernobyl. And I feel like there should also be parts that you unlock as you progress in the story, different parts or sections of the map that you unlock as you progress in the story, kind of like in GTA 4, where you have to progress in the story in order to get to the other islands. And I just feel like that would be pretty interesting. There would be different parts of Chernobyl you can go to, and you try to also escape out of the area alive with your allies and everything, and just try to find a new home for yourself. And I feel like you should be able to continue on even if you beat the game after the credits roll, and you would choose if you wanted to just leave and let the game be, or you can continue to survive and try to keep rebuilding out of the radiated setting, and you would just make your own civilization outside of Chernobyl or in Chernobyl, and you could pick if you ever wanted to go back there and just mess around or hang out with your friends, you know. And I just feel like it would be super interesting. Maybe you can make like your own types of machinery and stuff like that. You can make like maybe helicopters, cars. You can try to make things work and make, you know, your own civilization. I'm not sure what the game would be called. I guess you can call it Fallout 5, or you can say like Fallout 5 Chernobyl Rises. I don't know. Like, I feel like it should either be like I don't know, like maybe an expansion, or it should be just a sequel or something like that. Like, I feel like it'd be really interesting, and I feel like Bethesda could make this the best Fallout game, or one of the best, you know? Like, there's hardcore Fallout fans that don't like the new, like, first-person shooter genre, or anything like that, and they just would rather have it be, like, the over-top, like Fallout game, like, the original kind of format that the older Fallout games used to follow, where it would be an overtop, like the camera would be up high, and it would be like an RPG, like a normal RPG, and it would be like an open world game where you would, you know, just make choices and stuff like that. It would be basically like that, but in first person. And I feel like there should be even a mode for like the hardcore fans, so that like it wouldn't just benefit like newer fans to the series. If there was any hardcore fans that wanted to play the game, there could be like an extra mode or DLC that where you can download it, and it would be like a Fallout, like it would be like the basically Fallout 5, but it would be like the over top sort of RPG style for hardcore gamers, and you could play multiplayer too. So there'd be like the normal one where you would just have it be a first-person shooter and third-person shooter where you could switch positions and stuff like that. And then there'd be another one where it'd be more pixelated and like over the top, like camera angle and everything, like for hardcore fans and who just want to have it be like that. Like, I'm pretty new to the Fallout series, and I don't know much about it, but I feel like the Chernobyl setting would work for it very well, and I feel like they should do like another mode just for those hardcore fans, like to just explore in Chernobyl, but like in the original like format that the older Fallout games used to follow. And you know, I feel like it would complement hardcore fans and newer fans to the series, and I feel like it would work pretty well. The setting and the story, I guess, like the story would just, you know, like you could try to find your own family or something like that. If you had family, you know, pre-war, and you're trying to look for them, and at the same time you're trying to establish your like your own like you're just trying to establish your own government, or your own like you know, civilization, and you have like a self conflict with yourself, like trying to see who you should help first. Is it your family or the entire like just humanity and all, and trying to rebuild the civilization and everything. And yeah, I just feel like that would be extremely interesting, just trying to make your own like civilization, or have like a way for your family to survive. And you can do it outside Chernobyl, or you can do it in Chernobyl, but you can't get out of Chernobyl until you unlock that area at the end of the game, and you finally, you know, get out of Chernobyl and, you know, make it your own home. There would be certain sections that are outside Chernobyl that would be safe for you and your family, and you can take them there, or you can keep trying to survive in Chernobyl and just try to, you know, unlock more areas outside of Chernobyl. And I feel like Chernobyl should be more dense this time around, kind of like Cyberpunk 2077. Obviously not with all the glitches and everything. I want Bethesda to actually release a finished game this time. That would be amazing. Please, if Bethesda does not release a finished game, or if they just release it too early, like Cyberpunk, then everyone's gonna be super mad. So yeah, they have the hell is that word? They have a reputation of, releasing unfinished, glitchy games. So hopefully this is not one of them, and hopefully it's set in Chernobyl. And yeah, that's what I want to talk about in this video. If you want to support my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike the video, dislike it. And yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I haven't been uploading that much. And yeah, that's everything I wanted to say. And I'll see you guys in the next AV17 video or stream.